Hey everybody, it's Shark Scrapper. Welcome to the Shark Cage 2.0 on another Wednesday's Bite. What do you say? Let's get this great big beige thing here. This should be fun. Oh my. All right. Nationwide warranty, Intel inside, Comtrade. Comtrade Express. That's some sort of data storage unit kind of thing here, like a floppy or something. We've got another, that's probably an old tape drive. There's a 5 1/4 and there's a couple of 3 1/2, so she's definitely a bit older. Ooh, 250 megabytes. Must have been the tape thing. They look like they're in pretty decent shape. It's dusty, a little dirty on the outside. We'll see what she looks like on the inside. All right. So, all right, let's get to it. Thinking these are the screws for the power unit, for the power supply unit. Those 4 screws there, I think, just hold in that fan. We got the, I'm thinking the board is laying this way, so I'm going to take off this side, take a look in. Oh, you know what? This is the type of shell that comes all the way off. You can see that easy enough here. This is one piece of sheet metal, so it covers the whole thing. Okay, now then. Man, that's a big old knocking power supply there. You guys disconnected. So we're getting a, I always try to get the wire out of the way as quickly as I can. 2 hard drives. Because the wire just, you know, kind of gets in the way. All right, now a lot of gold pins on there. I'm going to hang on to that. I'm not going to throw that ribbon wire. It's in with the usual number 2 that the because my yard takes all the number 2 wire together. Ribbon wire is allowed, but these are this older wire. These tend to have some pretty good gold pins in there, so I'm going to set you guys aside and pull those connectors in the hopes that someday I'll get around to doing something with the gold pins. I don't. Nice looking board there. There's the CPU. It looks, from this angle and light, it looks ceramic, so we'll see. Looks like it's actually mounted to the board. We'll find out though, won't we? We will find out in just a little bit here. Power supply out. Man, that's a big old knocking power supply, but it doesn't weigh hardly anything at all. And this was large. This is an old CD-ROM reader. That's interesting. All right. Okay. Now then, we got a bunch of slot cards here. Boy, this bad boy was loaded up. Come on, you. Did you? I think you unscrewed, but you don't want to. You're loose. You just didn't want to come out, I guess. All right. Wow, nice PCI slot card there. Old. Those gold fingers are so thick you can feel the gold on them. Big old flat packs, ICs, jumpers, epoxy dipped ceramic, epoxy dipped tantalums. This is a socket mounted. Let's see if that's an EEPROM. It says Stealth 2.4. And do we see gold? We do not see gold. So you go in with the do not see gold side of EEPROMs. And I'm going to hang on to you because I don't know if I'm going to depopulate this or put it in with the PCI cards. So we're going to hold you aside for a minute. This one was the one that didn't want to play. So let's see what we can do to help convince it. I think it's turning. I don't know why it doesn't want to come out. So I think that it's just stripped out the threads there. Wonder if we can pull it out. No. And so we got it. It just needed a little convincing. So we have another nice PCI slot card here. Look at all those gold fingers on this one. Wow. And we've got an oscillator, some jumpers, some nice flat packs, a lot more jumpers here. More jumpers here. So we'll be doing some depopulating on this very pretty slot card. Ooh, another very nice slot card. Not so many gold fingers here, but they're good and thick on both sides. Look at all the components on this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very large flat packs. We've got a spider who's coming to get me. 1, 2, 3 of the top hat style oscillators, a big rectangular type. We've got lots of jumpers. We've got a bunch of ICs, more jumpers. Yeah, that's a real nice PCI card there too. And here's another nice PCI card. Not a lot of gold fingers, but they're very thick. Look at the size of those MLCCs. Holy bajoli. Well, this one's got a spider in it too. What is it with you spiders? Don't you have any place else to hang out today? So nice big flat packs, socket flat, oscillator, ICs, jumpers. So yeah, this is another real nice one too. And spiders. So, you know, nice to have spiders. So this was an old modem style. You can see the speaker here. So this is probably one of those ones when you were sending data across it, that you could hear it go, you know, click, click, as it was connecting. Did you like that garbled up fax noise sound that I impersonated? Gold connector there. All right, motherboard. I think we can get the motherboard out here. Let's see. You know what? This might be the type of arrangement where we can get the plate off. Let's see. That's what we do. We slide the motherboard that way. There we go. All right, so that's what we're very curious about the most right now, aren't we? Come on, you all know you are. So let's free you from this. You can see it's ceramic. All right. Oh, sweet. Now then, let's try these guys. There we go. Intel 486. So nice Intel 486 DX2. And look at that. Oh man, that's a very pretty, very pretty. I goobered up the pins a little bit when I was pulling it out. That's unfortunate. Okay, where were we now? So this is a large socket motherboard. A quarter will clearly fit inside that socket. We have a nice ceramic CPU there. IC. Let's see if it is an EEPROM. I always find it's easier to scrape the labels off while it's still in the socket. You know, so the pins aren't sticking my fingers and all that kind of stuff. And it's less likely that I'm going to stick the chisel down into my finger. All right, so this is an EEPROM. Let's see. I do not see any gold. So you're going in the I don't see any gold bucket or tray of EEPROMs. These are EEPROMs where I can see gold inside of them. All right. Tin silver. RAM. I have a special bucket for tin silver RAM. So I'm gonna, these are socket mounted, so I'm still allowed to pull those. Let's get rid of you guys. Over here. Silver RAM. Where are you, silver RAM? There you are. Let's see, I think you'll come out better on this side. Get a little leverage. So this is an interesting question for Chris at Board Sort. And those of you that have experience with this through your other buyers. So Chris, you'll buy this as a large socket motherboard. And you've said that it's okay if we take out the socket mounted components. But I'm curious, in your experience, does this pay better if I leave these ICs in there to add a little bit more weight to the large socket? Or does it pay better to sell these as ICs and this as the large socket? You know what? We're actually smart enough to figure this out. I'm looking at Board Sort's price list right now. and they show ICs, no Dallas switches, at $8 a pound. And they show large socket motherboards at $4.50 a pound. So the ICs get paid at a better rate than the large socket motherboards. And let's face it, we're not talking about a whole lot of weight, right? Those ICs are a few ounces. So I think it's probably okay to just go ahead and pull those ICs, and then once you accumulate, you know, a pretty decent weight of ICs, then, you know, you can go ahead and sell them. Now, some of you process your own ICs, and that's a different math problem altogether. Yeah, anyway, so that's a question for Chris. Hopefully he'll, and Chris is always really good about responding to these kind of things, so I look forward to his comments, because I learn a lot from Chris. Every time I'm asking these kind of questions, he really provides great advice. Anybody out there that is still learning about e-waste, and that's all of us, if you have questions, you know, feel free to ask Chris. He is really good about responding to your questions, and great advice. He's always been straight up and honest with me on everything. I mean, he's one of those professionals that you'll like to do business with. All right, so I'm just pulling off jumpers here, but I do want to take this opportunity to show these, and I'm going to take a picture of these for y'all. But these are blue tantalum, epoxy dip tantalum capacitors. So they're not always that mustardy kind of color. I'll take a picture of this board so that we can zoom in on that, and I'll take some more time to pull some of these things off. So that's going to be some really interesting stuff to look at on that board. Okay, let's see, where were we? So, got some components to get out here. We got 2 hard drives, and then we had those, a tape drive and a floppy. So, let's get some screws out of here. Caviar 240, Western Digital, 969 cylinders, 15 heads. There we are, 425.3 megabytes. Nice big board on there. Yeah, so those will be pull the boards. Let's see, I might have a screw on the other side here. Yep, got screws on the other side. So this is a data tape. I'm going to hang on to this. This might be resellable. This is the a 5 1/4 inch floppy, and it is in pretty good shape actually. I mean, it's a little dusty, but there's no rust and that kind of stuff on it, so I'm going to hang on to you. You're not in very good shape, are you? Nope. Oh, ouch. We got gold connector ends on you guys? Nope. That's surprising. I would have expected those to be gold-plated connector ends. Oh well. You're broken. So what did you come off of? You came off of that CD. You came off of the face of this thing here. and one of your clips is broken. Well, it's an old CD-ROM. Nobody's going to want an old CD-ROM. I'm not going to mess with that. At least I wouldn't think they would. And it's broken. All right, let's see. These floppies, though, were in reasonably good condition. Where's the screw? There it is. Oh, slam. All right, let's see. Oh, no, you're not in good condition at all. You're rusty. We'll be taking you apart. Okay. And then we have a nice steel shell here. All right, so nice old, I'm thinking this was a server, an older one. So let's get you somewhat put back together.
Yeah, I know that some of you are saying right now, hey, Shark, you forgot the brass risers. I went back and got it later on. I realized that I had left them in there.
Ah, that's not where you go. That's where you go. That's where you go. Okay. Good enough. Ooh. All right, floppy. Need a smaller screw head. Smaller Phillips. Why am I taking this one apart? I don't know. I have no idea. Scrapper in motion, 10-yard penalty. Gold pins, components. I'm gonna chuck you in with mid-grades. Boink. Consider yourself chucked. Hey, hey, come on, you two. Cooperate. Oh, and some errant screws. There you go. Troublemakers. And there was one there that didn't want to play. There we go. So, there's a little motor right there. I can take that screw off, get the motor, or I can throw it in with mid-grades. What's going on with you? There we are. Little motor, you're not brass. In with the motors.
Whoa, there's a yellow flag on the play. Shark, go back and get that floppy out of the shred and break the ferrous material away from that aluminum body. Go on, you chucklehead.
I could take the time to pull these guys and put them in with the gold pin connectors. Why not? Why not? Get up there. for illustrative purposes. Illustrative purposes. Porpoises. Illustrative porpoises. Is that a marine mammal with artistic capabilities? Shred. Go. Connector ends. Which one? Looks like as good a one as any. Those were not brass. Sometimes those are brass. Torx. Torxy. There we are. And that's too big a Torxy. Why'd I have that big old thing on there? I was unscrewing something. Probably did an HP or something like that. Any other screws? Nope, don't see any other screws. Pins. Now that was back when they made hard drive boards. Wow, look at all that. Whew. Big old yellow tantalums and some big old components and a black tantalum and whoa. Oops. Trash. Okay. You know what? I'm going to take this power supply apart just because this is an older power supply. It says 250 watt switching power supply. I'm just curious what it's going to look like inside, that's all. Well, okay. Well, pretty typical kind of power board, just the casing, the shell was pretty big. That may have been a heat consideration. There we go. I'm not gonna mess around with that. Yeah, interesting. Just a big shell for, again, I think that was to help with heat mitigation. Okay, so we can pull that copper toroid off of there and pull that one off of there. Come off of there. I know right now Mike is laughing his patootie off. He's like, Shark, what are you wasting so much time for on that toy? Nobody got time for that. And he's right. Purely for the educational value, Mike. That's purely what I'm doing here. Okay, let's see. We got some ICs here. Let's see if those will come off real easy. Okay, you come off. You just want to break, because I can't get a good purchase on you. There's a resistor resisting me. Darn it. Yeah, that's all right. Low grade. ICs. Junk. Trash. Trash. Wire. Wire.
Some of you will very rightly ask the question, what about those big aluminum heat sinks with the FETs that were attached to them? The truth is, I usually don't even scrap power supplies. I usually just cut the wires and then sell them as power supplies without wire. I only took that one apart because I was curious because of its size and age. So, but if you're into micro scrapping, then yeah, you want to go ahead and pull the aluminum heat sinks and the FETs off of those power supplies before you chuck them in with the low grade boards.
Whoa, that's a nice big board. There we go. You can tell this is early in design stages because they still have jumpers going on here. Oh, we got a socket mounted IC on this one. So that means I can pull that. And it's an EEPROM. Isn't that interesting? I don't see any gold in there. So, a lot of components on you. And we just sent off a box of CD boards to board sort. So we're starting all over again. Huh, there's still a disc down in there. I'm curious, given how old this is, I bet you that's an operating system disc of some sort. Let's see. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Instead of the... Look at that guide bar that's on this one. So this is one of the things that's fun when you get these older devices, is looking at the older technology and how back before they had some of these new designs that they dealt with some of the challenges to make these things work. So that's magnet, and that's the motor, and that's how they were driving this, was they would put current through that coil and that would cause it to move back and forth on this magnet. Same here, see? There you can see the copper coil, and as current would go through there, it would cause the reader head to go back and forth on that. Fascinating, fascinating stuff. This is so cool, seeing how the old things were put together. Look at that, isn't that neat? Well, at least, you know, I think it's fascinating. I'm sure that some people would be saying to themselves, yeah, so what? But I think it's pretty cool. Okay, you go down there. I'm going to keep you guys. And we'll get the copper off of that, and then we'll keep these magnets for some purpose, for some future purpose. Oh, there we are with the artistic marine mammal. Oh, hello, Roachy. Brass. Yeah, I know. Poor Roachy. Poor, disgusting little roach. You know, roaches serve a purpose too. They really do. I just don't want them in my house or in my workshop. And I have a hard enough time in the workshop with roaches because we bring in so much junk that can be roach infested. Even freaking computers are roach infested sometimes. Phone book. Well, there you go. That's how you used to get your phone book information. I'll bet you that was like, you know, such a big deal at the time. That was worth, just for the fun of it, that was worth pulling that out. Let's see if I can get that motor out of there.
Okay, so, and be honest now, for the older members of my audience that remember getting both the white pages and the yellow pages, how many of you would look when you got the white pages to make sure that your name was still in the phone book? Come on, fess up now.
There we go. Okay, motor. That's funny. 1994. All right. That's aluminum. Let's see how easy does that one come out. Screwdriver pry bar. My shop teacher. I know my shop teacher is just having conniptions in his grave, thinking to himself, "Oh my God, I can't believe I thought I taught that boy better than to do that kind of stuff and treat his tools that way." There we go. And we'll get all these little bits off of there. Oops, come here. One little tiny bit right there. Aluminum. Go beans. All right, the rest of you. Oh, it's another little motor. Now, I think you're fine. Just like that. There's the old style eye. But I'm just going to chuck you in with the shred, and shred, shred.
that was a very interesting, although a little bit long, Wednesday's bite. But man, that was some pretty cool stuff in that one, huh? Hey, don't forget the 12th of July, we have a major shark scrapper announcement to make during Shark Week. I'm so excited, I can't believe I haven't spilled the beans yet. Anyway, I look forward to sharing that all with you, and we are not that far away from it. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, the little red button in the lower right-hand corner, and the link is going to pop up to take you to more Wednesday's Bite. Have a great day, everybody.